Alrighty. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. Happy Saturday, November 29th, 2025. It is Rivalry Week, and we absolutely love it. And not only is it a good morning, it's a victory morning. Bear down, go Cats. One of the best territorial bowl cups, that I have seen in I think my entire time as a U of A fan. I mean, that was a great game, and U of A really coming out on top. Bear down, go Cats. Hell of a way to end Black Friday, honestly. It was great. Before I go any further, do just want to take a moment, shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. But here's the game plan for today. It's Rivalry Week. We're going to go through most of these games. We're going to be handicapping. I'm giving you my best picks and my thoughts on the game. And so let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure I have everything set up properly. And boom goes the dynamite, I think. Yep. Boom, let's go ahead and get into it, starting with, of course, the game. Noon kickoff, 10 a.m. over here on the West Coast, and it's going to be a good one. And we've seen a lot of upsets this week. Texas to start us off, and then, of course, I guess Arizona wasn't an upset, but Texas getting it done yesterday. Michigan, Ohio State, 9.5-point favorites. 43.5 is the total here. And I got to say, this Ohio State team is the best team in the country. I don't think there's any arguing that. I don't think anyone disagrees that Ohio State, it looks like one of the best teams in the country. But they always seem to have an issue, last couple of years, last 5 years, 4 years, they've always had an issue playing against Michigan, whether it's at the Big House, whether it's at the Shoe, doesn't matter. It's not working out for Ohio State, and it hasn't. It's just been a roadblock, and it's one of those, JoJo, I'll get to you in a moment. It's one of those things where every year, most years, it does look like Ohio State is one of the best teams in the country. They seem like they have it all figured out, but they just can't get over this hump. They can't figure it out. They can't get over the hump that is Michigan. It doesn't matter who's coaching. It doesn't matter who's playing. It's been 4 years of this now. A whole graduated class has never seen Ohio State beat Michigan, and it's absolutely unreal. Michigan, 10.5-point dogs at home. 43.5 is the total. It's going to be a good one. It is. I think this is going to be one of the better games of today. You got 55% of the bets, 21% of the public coming in on Ohio State with that high of a spread. And what has Ohio State been doing? Realistically, they've been blowing people out. They've had a couple close games here and there. They, opened the season, with a close game to Texas, but outside of that, they've pretty much been doing their job. Unfortunately, I think one of those guys that you do have to look at, Colin, Ohio State minus the 10 is free. Really? And I mean, I will say, I like that Ohio State really kept it, the norm. It was reported earlier this week that they flew over instead of, Colin, thank you for the follow, brother. That they flew over instead of taking a bus like they usually do, which, hey, I guess keep the same thing. I'm fine with all of that. There is just something about Ryan Day. There's just something, and I don't know what it is, but this is like his block. This is his hurdle, and it's got to be hard because this is the last game of the season. It means so much to the fans, and Ohio State's essentially guaranteed a spot in the college football playoff. Whether they win this game or not, it doesn't really matter when at the end of the day, they're going to be in the college football playoff. It's just a matter of seeding at that point. And it's crazy, hotty toddy. I love it. Yeah, they kicked belt to ass yesterday. That was nice. Feel like it's going to be like the Iowa versus Nebraska game yesterday. I don't know about that. I see it. Honestly, I could see it a little bit more like the Arizona ASU game. But this is going to be a tough one. Jeremiah Smith will be playing today. That was being reported earlier. It's a tough one. I am taking the points, though. I'm going with Michigan. You're going to give me 10.5 points. I think this game is, how do I want to say this? Ohio State does its job by beating the ass out of the bad teams. You know what I mean? They're not going to go into a game where they should win and not put belt to ass. That's what they've been doing all season. We'll get to Kentucky, Louisville next. I don't see it going that way. I think it's going to be too close. I'm going to take the 10.5. I think Ohio State can get over the hump this year and get the win. However, the first sign of any struggle out of Ohio State I see, I'm taking a sprinkle on that money line with Michigan. That's just where I'm at with that. The game is going to be a good one this year. Beyond excited. All right, Louisville, Kentucky. Let's get into it. What do we got here? Louisville 1.5 point favorites. 46.5 is the total. Kentucky coming in 5-6 on the season. Louisville 7-4. And, Louisville has had a rough couple of weeks. Cal, Clemson, and SMU. Clemson one being close. Cal going to overtime. That's tough. That's a tough way to live life. I get it. Kentucky losing to Vandy, not the worst thing in the world, but overall, this Louisville team's been solid. This Louisville team's been solid all season. Moss has been good, and I get it. Like, I get the hype behind Kentucky, and I do think Kentucky is taking the necessary steps to become a relevant program. However, you're giving me it's only 1.5. It's only 1.5. I'll probably take the money line here minus the 120. I'll give up the 15 cents that I'm losing. Minus 110 versus the minus 105 versus the minus 120. I think Louisville wins this game. I think it's going to be a close one. And yeah, Louisville being at home too. Yeah, you got to give it to. Oh, Miller Moss is injured. Thank you. And 2 running backs and Chris Bell. Nah, doesn't matter. Starting third string. But that doesn't make any sense then. Nah, I'm still on Louisville. I'm still all over Louisville. And you want to, hold on. Where is this going? 41% of the bets, 92% of the money. So that's why the bets have stayed there. Opened up at 6.5, moved to the 1. Book's not going to post it like that. So they want to, okay. Huh. Give me 2 more seconds. Let me look something else up. Now I'm more intrigued. Now I'm very intrigued. Two seconds, guys. Sorry. I've been so busy with, Thanksgiving and moving and shit. I have not been able to pay attention all the way to the injury reports. I've been getting my updates, but I missed this one. All right. Well, per Pete Thamel, as of this morning, Chris Bell is out. Lacey will be a game time decision. Okay. Backup tailback. That'll be interesting. Sean Boykin's doing that. Miller Moss is expected to give it a go today. Jacob, I agree with you. It's moving towards Kentucky, and it makes sense that it's moving towards Kentucky with the injuries. You know what I mean? But the fact that there's so much unpredictability, they're not going to post. Like, I think this should be at a pick 'em, if not Kentucky minus the 1 with the injury news and everything. But the book's trying to save their ass. I got 91% of the money's on them. And so the book's in a hard spot. Even if Miller Moss only plays a quarter or 2, I think that if he's giving it a go, that's football talk for he's playing today. You know what I mean? That's like a hockey player saying, may have broken my leg, but I'm still going to play today. That's the equivalent of that. So, and then if Colin Lacey ends up playing, Yeah, I'm sticking with my guns here. Give me Louisville on the money line. Even if Miller Moss, it doesn't go and he is a true game time decision in that route, I still think Louisville will get it done. Again, Kentucky moving in the right direction, has had a great season, but no, I think I think Louisville gets it done, and he's giving it a go. He's gonna go. He's giving it a go. He's gonna go. I feel like that's how that's gonna go, but. That'll be a fun one. Good one to keep the eyes on. Oh, also, Texas Tech, West Virginia. This is a tough one because Texas Tech is that good and can go ahead and put up 23.5 points on them. But this West Virginia squad hasn't been bad. West Virginia has not been bad this season. Rich Rod's first year, 4-7, obviously. The record's not the best, but overall, still has had an improved season over last year. I mean, took ASU 25-23, beat Colorado, beat Houston, and then a couple heartbreaking losses to TCU and then getting blown up by UCF in the last 5. It's tough, but West Virginia has been solid. And I think they're going to keep it close today. Again, I do think Texas Tech is going to win this game outright and maybe improve their standings depending on what happens with the game today. But I do think West Virginia plus the 23.5 is a solid. Let's double check that. Yeah, that's too many points. Way too many points. Texas Tech minus the 23.5. Thank you. Excuse me. West Virginia plus the 23.5. Jacob, I think Pitt has chances to upset Miami, though, especially with it being 25 degrees. Yeah, no. And I mean, that's something we talk about in the NFL all the time when we talk about like the Dolphins going up to play the Bills in December and stuff like that. They're used to playing in the humidity and the heat, and then they get up there and it's freezing cold. And, not saying that they can't, play in that type of weather and everything, but, you're also dealing with the fact that a lot of the Florida schools recruit within the state. And so a lot of those kids have grown up in that or have just gotten so used to it that it doesn't really matter where they, came from. That's definitely going to be a help to Pitt. Pitt playing at home, it's 6.5, and they're giving you even odds on that at some books. You like to see that. Miami's always a funny school. Miami's always interesting, and Miami's in a hard spot right now because I think it's pretty clear they're one of the first schools out. I don't think they win the ACC this year. And there's too much going on in the ACC, and the ACC really doesn't deserve to have a school in the college football playoff this year, if we're being completely honest. They've been about it. They've been mid as fuck. I mean, it's just been miserable football everywhere. We'll get to the Virginia Tech game. I got some fucking thoughts on that. But at the end of the day, 6.5. Where's the public at on this one this morning? Because I know yesterday. Yeah. Ooh, Pitt being heavy public. 71% of the bets, 53% of the money. Where's the money line? 92, 50, 85. Jacob, I'm going to agree with you, buddy. I was leaning Miami earlier this week, but I like that. I like Pitt this week. I like Pitt today. Let's go. Pitt plus the 6.5. Book it. Pony up. Let's go. Chris, thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate you, dog. Kentucky, Louisville. Again, we're on Louisville plus the 1.5. Minus the 1.5, excuse me. Clemson, South Carolina. I'm not watching this bullshit. Two absolute mid teams. South Carolina being 2.5-point favorites is a little laughable in this. But then again, why would you favor Clemson in this one? Either way, it's bad. It's bad. Again, the SEC also has not been that interesting this year. ACC isn't trash. It's just deep, Oh, no, that's funny. The ACC is deep. That's hilarious, dog. Nah, man, it's mid, and I'll be honest, the SEC is mid as hell too, and a lot of these teams are mid as hell. I look at, and everyone wants to, lead on the whole like, oh, it's the SEC, it's different bullshit, and yeah, sometimes it's different, but not this year. Not this year, and it hasn't been different since NIL's been involved in college football, and because now everyone can pay players, not just the SEC, which, let's be real, was what was happening. Clemson is a lock. You go for it, dude. I mean, who gives a shit? I could not watch this game. Not gonna watch this game. Definitely won't be on the 4 screens today. Definitely not betting on it. SEC and Big Ten are both super top heavy. ACC is just unpredictable this year. The ACC is unpredictable this year, but watching the games, like, there's not one team in the ACC that I feel confident going up against an Ohio State, going up against a Michigan, going up against, any of those top Big Ten schools or any of the top 8 SEC schools. You think Texas is in now? No, I don't. Is there going to be an argument? Yeah, maybe, but meh. Miami before October. That's fair, dog. But yeah, no, man, Miami. That has been such a funny downfall to follow. That has been awesome. Anyway, Houston, Baylor. Baylor 2.5-point favorites here at home. Yeah, I get it. Kind of. Not really. I think it's a funny line if we're going to be completely honest. Baylor's, they've looked not good at all this season. And I think it's going to continue to happen. I don't know why. Yeah, someone can update on the injury. I'll look it up too. But unless Houston is just sitting everybody. Indiana wins it all. Dude, I could see it. Sig's got those boys moving. Like USC or Vandy or Tennessee. I love Vandy today. Various. That's the wrong team. There we go. Yeah, no, I'm all over Houston. Let's go Houston plus the 2.5. We like it. Does Pitt have any chances today? Yeah, Pitt has a chance today. Absolutely, Pitt has a chance today. I'm on Pitt. Someone asked about Iowa State today, right? Iowa State, Oklahoma State. Iowa State 13.5-point favorites. Yeah, you bet they're 13.5-point favorites, and yeah, they should be 13.5-point favorites. Iowa State takes this one all over Iowa State. Oklahoma State absolutely sucks. What's a lock in the 1:00 games? Let's take a look, huh? UL Monroe, Louisiana, Oregon, Washington. That's an interesting one. Oregon, Washington, I think that's going to be a tight one. I do think Oregon's going to win this by a touchdown. I like Oregon a lot this week. LSU, Oklahoma. Yeah. No, excuse me. I think I'm on LSU plus the 11.5. It is one of my, more out there picks, I do think. Got Washington with the upset. I see it, Chaz. I understand it. Like, I totally understand where you're at there. But nah, I'm not there. Like, I can't get behind that monetarily. Responsibly. But LSU plus the 11.5. I just don't think Oklahoma has enough juice to win by that much. They win the game, but. And then Vandy, Tennessee. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tennessee is, Oregon by a touchdown. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. But Vandy, Tennessee, this is Tennessee being 2.5-point favorites to me is wild. I mean, really, what has Tennessee done this season? Not really a damn thing, And so I'm on Vandy on this one. Diego Pavia still believes he's winning the national championship, and there is nothing you can do to tell him, to make him think otherwise. And so I'm on Vandy plus that 2.5, and plus head coach just got the extension. Thank you, Diego. They should have beat Georgia. Yeah, give me Vandy. I love it, Chaz. BYU spread. Ooh, dude. Isn't it kind of funny that once, NIL happened, BYU started being really good? I kind of find that funny. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation for later. But BYU 17.5-point favorites, 47.5 is the total in Provo. Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead and you give me BYU. 47.5 all day long. Diego Pavia legacy game. Absolutely. He's going to do whatever he can to get Vandy into the college football playoff. Anything. Do I like Clemson money line? I'm not betting on that game. I'm not touching that game with a 10-foot pole. That game is a mess. Those teams are a mess. Also, has Lane Kiffin announced that he's going to LSU yet? Or are we still waiting on that news? Because that's got to come out soon. I wish they would have done like a decision type thing, like when LeBron did the decision. That with Lane Kiffin. And I mean, after that big win yesterday, ooh. And I read one report. I couldn't verify, but I did read a report that LSU is offering already a hell of a lot more money than LSU. I'm sorry, Ole Miss is offering more money than LSU already, but we'll see. We'll see. What 9 a.m. game do I like money line? I mean, if you want to take a swing, I like Michigan money line a little bit. I'm going to take a sprinkle. Pitt money line is not the worst. Louisville money line is probably the one I like the most. Yeah, Kansas State's about to go belt to ass against Colorado. That's going to be fun, too. LSU might upset. I agree. LSU, yeah, they have a solid chance, but I think Oklahoma still wins it. UCLA, let's see what we're dealing with. 21.5-point favorites, USC. Yeah, it's a big spread, isn't it? It's a big spread. UCLA has shown a lot of fight this season, especially after, head coach was fired. Yeah, no, USC belt to ass. USC belt to ass. Yes, Louisville's injured. The quarterback's going to reportedly give it a go, and that per Pete Thamel. So we'll see what that goes, but yeah, I'm still on Louisville. Alabama belt to ass on Auburn. Oh yeah, and I mean, I get the arguments that are being made for, Auburn plus the 4.5. There's always crazy shit that happens in the Iron Bowl, but the way Alabama's rolling, and they've really they figured it out. Took them a couple of games to get it going, but then they've just been running. And I think Alabama gives it to little brother today. Trust USC. UCLA will beat USC by 2045. Hey, by 2045, I'll give you that time frame. Blue versus Ohio State. I'm on blue today. I'm on big blue. Go blue. Cincy upset TCU. Yeah. I wasn't really understanding why TCU was favored here. If we're going to be completely honest, I think Cincinnati's just a better team overall. TCU has some very nice wins and is, that offense can get going, but I think Cincinnati's just a more complete team. And then, recency bias. You see Cincinnati losing to Utah, Arizona, BYU in their last 3. I'm not worried. Favorite bet of the day. All my bets are my favorite bets. What about Michigan, Ohio State? I like Michigan. I like Michigan plus the points. I in this type of a rivalry game, I think 10.5 is just too high in any game. If Ohio State was 10.5 point dogs, I'd probably take Ohio State plus the 10.5, just the way my brain works. And they're playing in the big house. And I know how good Ohio State is. Again, as I said to start it off, I think Ohio State is the best team in college football right now. And what's his name? Indiana right behind it, number 2. That argument for Texas Tech. A&M lost that argument. That was a good game against Texas. But I like Michigan in this one. Thoughts on Washington State, Oregon State? Ooh. 13.5. I mean, get the belt out. get the belt out. Watch it. Or like, there's how do we say this? There's winners and losers of the conference realignment. And Oregon State was a loser before conference realignment, and they're going to continue being losers, it appears. And so I would be going Washington State minus that 13.5. Favorite play of the day, dude. All right. That's a hard one, dude. Favorite play of the day. Honestly, if you like, again, responsibly, of course, TB. I like Vandy. I like Vandy a lot. Troy, thank you for the follow, brother. And Jose, thank you for the follow, brother. I do like Vandy. I do like Vandy a lot today. Go blue. I agree. John Cena is Albanian? Hey, good luck, TB. Good luck, brother. Favorite is Miami -6.5. They have to, yeah, they have to win it, but I don't think they're gonna. Or I don't know if it's gonna be, but you know what I mean. It's gonna be a close one. Miami just scares me. I think Michigan is gonna win. I think Michigan has a damn good chance. I think Michigan has a damn good chance to win this one outright. It's gonna be close. Again, 10.5 is just too big for this. Whatchamacallit, this type of a game. Whoa, did I just hear Vols all the way? What have the Vols done this season, bro? Seriously, they've and go okay. Oh, they're 8-3 in the SEC. Like, okay, I get that part, but like, have you watched the games though? Because they don't pass any eye test that anyone's watching. Max Nuke play is Bama. TB, I love Bama today too. Because bro, it's just because it's a rivalry game. You know, you get up for rivalry games, especially the Iron Bowl. Total so high for ECU and FAU? I didn't think it was that high. 66.5 for ECU, Florida? It's the American. Points, baby. Now, granted, am I taking the over? No, I'm going to stay away from this total. I think it is going to be like a 34, 32 type of game or something like that. So I'm going to stay away, but Bulls killed. That's awesome. Sold against Oklahoma, missed a field goal to win the game. Georgia and lost. Yeah, Black Hoodie Bama. That's a rough one. Number one offense. Dude, stats are stats, but football's football. LSU game going under. I could see that. Texas on top. Texas looked great yesterday. That was a hell of a game from Arch. Hell of a game from that defense. Texas is good. And honestly, like, I really hope Arch doesn't go to the league this year. And, you know, I know there's reports and everything and rumors going out that, oh, well, if he does, he's going to be a top 5 draft pick. That might be very true, but he ain't there. He ain't all there. Like, and like skills wise, you know what I mean? And again, Texas as a whole, I believe, was just down this year, you know, from a skill level and everything like that, just a down from what they had last year. And so I think Arch should definitely stay in college. I think he's a serviceable quarterback and will do really well next year. Absolutely, Chama. I couldn't agree with you more. Texas A&M finally Yeah, SEC is a mess this year. I know no one wants to have that conversation, but the SEC is an absolute mess this year. Gino Stack, thank you for the follow, brother. Ooh, I don't know if Georgia's better than A&M. I don't know. That's a tough one. Chama, thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate you, dog. What else do we got today? UTEP, Delaware. Honestly, if it was any other day, I would definitely be taking Delaware minus that 4.5, but I'm not going to have time to watch that game. What's the mess about SEC? Way better. Okay, really? Jackson, so again, okay, let's have this talk. If we want to have this talk, let's have this talk. Here's where I'm at with the SEC. The SEC absolutely for so many years was top of the chain. They were the top dog. You know what I mean? No ifs, ands, buts about it. And then this funny 3-letter, you know, thing came around. Ryan, thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate you. Ryan. Sorry, brother. But what was I saying? And then, yeah, that's right. The 3-letter word, NIL came around and everyone was allowed. Rich Wild World Bet Trippin'. I'm sorry. Thank you for the follow, brothers. They were up top. They were the dogs. And then NIL came in and it did this crazy thing. It was leveling the field. And we're seeing that not only across the SEC with Vandy, suddenly turning up and looking the way they do, but also across, all conferences. And so, Alabama with that legacy and everything, that was driving that. Don't get me wrong. Saban retires. That started to be an issue. Georgia then, kind of is the top dog. Alabama is starting to bounce back. But, yeah, we give so much credit to the SEC and how good they were. And it's just different now, and do they have better coaching? Are they better teams? And, is a player going to rather go to Alabama over, a Arizona State and Arizona, something like that? Absolutely. But it's all evened out now. And so I don't think we can be giving all this credit to the SEC anymore. And I'm going to call you 5K. Thank you for the follow because I can't read right now. Craven, I think. Thank you for the follow, brother. But anyway, as we were saying, Missouri, Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas being 4.5-point favorites to me is a little laughable. I think they win this game by a touchdown, no problem. Arkansas just not even. I don't know what they're thinking about, but they ain't thinking about football. Oh, Michael, you want to talk Virginia? Let's do it. Virginia Tech. And I mean, Virginia 9-2 on the season, absolutely. But let's take a look at one thing. Oh, that's right. Look at this schedule. And I mean, is it the toughest schedule in the world? No. Do they have some tough games in there? Yes. Did they win some of those tough games? Yes. But, you're winning 17-16 at North Carolina the way they've been this year. Washington State 22-20. Just a couple of wins that are just too close for comfort to me. I do think Virginia is on the right path. But yeah, I can't get there with them. I really can't. And can they still win the ACC? Absolutely. The ACC, in my opinion, is still wide ass open. And they're going to have a very good argument after they beat Virginia Tech. So we'll have to see what happens. But Mizzou money line. Yeah, I like Mizzou today. Tennessee versus Vandy. You're in Knoxville right now. Well, get ready for a riot in Tennessee, and not the good kind. Vandy is going to go ahead and take that one. What do I think about Kentucky today? I don't think they get it done. If that's what you're asking, I don't think they get it done. I like Louisville today. Give me a ticket. Kentucky, Louisville. I'm all over Louisville. They're a better team, better coached. I think Kentucky's on the right path, but it's going to take a couple more years. Yeah, I got you, Bill. I got you. Mason, call me insane then. Put me in a straitjacket. Because Tennessee is not doing it. Again, Diego Pavia still believes he's winning a national championship this year, and there's nothing you can do to convince him otherwise. Trey, Auburn, Bama? Dude, get the belt out. Get the belt out. And, I know it's the Iron Bowl, and this game's always, played fairly tight. But the way Auburn has been progressing this year, I think Alabama goes belt to ass, especially if Michigan comes out to win, beats Ohio State today. You know what I mean? Like, then that also gives them another reason to get up a little bit more. Because not only then are they playing for an Iron Bowl, but then, the list is going to be shifting. And so if they win this game and they win this game by a lot, they can, easily step up a couple of spots and get a more favorable position. Oh, let's see what this kid does. He does not look like he can kick. He's going to miss this field goal. He's totally missing this field goal. 500K. Oh, yeah. Michigan man. Yeah, he ain't making this. Let's see it. Good approach. And just, miserable kick. Miserable kick. Ryan, thank you, brother. I hope I'm right, too. I always hope I'm right. Oh, man. It's a great slate today. And it's always a good slate on rivalry weekend, but man, I am going to be just glued to my couch. My wife is going to want me to do things, and that's just not happening today. Maybe halftime I'll get stuff done, but halftime of what? That's the question. Yeah, I do think if Bama could, if they do have that type of a game again, like they did against Oklahoma, absolutely. But I tally Oklahoma up to bad day in the office. I get what you mean, Mason. I get what you mean. What game am I watching? No, that was the Pat McAfee kick. And on game day. And they're giving him another shot for $1 million because he did so bad. All right, Miami Pitt over. Ooh. Yeah. What is the weather in Miami? Because I think someone earlier in the chat said it was going to be in Pitt. Because I believe someone said in the chat 32 degrees or something like that. It's going to be cold as shit. Akashir, 33 degrees. My goodness. That is cold. Going to be a running game. What's that total at again? 49.5. That feels a little high for that type of a weather. Pray that Alabama was just That'd be awesome. Yeah, Pitt's sneaky as hell this year. Oklahoma offensive line is completely trashed. Yeah. Don't pray on my roll. Need another leg on the day. Who's a sure lock Louisville money line? Well, as you all know, I don't believe in locks. I do like Louisville on the money line today. I think that line is just a little too close. I know Kentucky's been playing well. It's just a little too close. What upsets do I got? Oh, dude. Give me Michigan. Go blue. Give me Vandy. And, they had one other one I liked a lot. I will say, don't sleep on Arkansas State. I will say, don't sleep on Arkansas State. If you want me to be honest. UAB's been little shits, so they might fuck up Tulsa. I mean, that's a 9.5. That seems a little high to me. LSU has a solid chance against Oklahoma. And then I wouldn't sleep on Minnesota. Wisconsin being 2.5-point favorites here is kind of laughable if we're going to be honest. Carson. That's funny. Carson Wentz. Back. Throws 3 interceptions. I agree. Yeah, I could see that. He's due for one of those games. He hasn't had that in a minute. Hate Ohio State after last year. First round against Tennessee. Yeah, I bet that was a pretty easy donation for you. Talk about ours being close. What do you mean ours? Rutgers? Ooh. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, bro. I mean, hey, birthplace of college football. Give respect where respect's due. But, Penn State really, if we're really going to be honest, I don't know if James Franklin should have been fired. And I even when he was fired initially, I thought that was a dumb decision. And now he's going to go and rebuild Virginia Tech all the way. I get it. But I don't no. I don't think Rutgers. I think Rutgers has a chance to cover if they come out with their best stuff. But I kind of like Penn State plus that minus that 14.5. Oh, yeah. Penn State season's over. It doesn't matter. Rutgers at home. We'll see, dude. That's not in my cards. Arkansas money line? No. I will not put my hard-earned money on Arkansas. Lean Auburn or Bama? Lean Bama. Roll Tide, baby. Think Ohio State gets them this year? We'll see. Ryan Day's speed bump. We'll see if he can get over it. Yeah, fair enough. Tennessee money line? Like Tennessee money line? Nah. Nah, dog. Give me Vandy. All day, every day. 6 string. All right. Anything else I'm missing? Duke, Wake Forest. Why? What am I missing here? Give me Wake Forest. What the fuck's going on here? Yeah, give me Wake Forest. Oh, no, that game wasn't bullshit. That was a good game. On Alabama to win and stop Kalen DeBoer to Penn State. Kalen DeBoer ain't going anywhere. That would be a downgrade from Alabama going to Penn State, in my opinion. I really like. I think Dillingham's done at ASU. If we're going to be honest, I think Dillingham's done there. I don't know if he goes. I don't know if he's going to go to Penn State, but I think he will be. He's a coach that will go to a school that hired and that lost a head coach. You know what I mean? DeBoer's mid though. I don't know about that. Let Arch look like Giants. They do, dude. They're like, holy shit, that's Manning. DeBoer's too mid for Bama. Ooh, Jake, are you by any chance are you an Alabama fan and tired of Kalen DeBoer? But what about when he wears the black hoodie? He ain't mid when he wears the black hoodie. Aiden, what are some plays I like? I like Vandy today a lot. I like Michigan plus the points. I like Louisville. I like Pitt. I like Bama. I like Missouri. I like Minnesota over Wisconsin. I like Penn State over Rutgers. I like Wake Forest over Duke. I like Cincy over TCU. You want to talk about the mid bowl? Holy crap! We like Tennessee. Nah, we like Vandy. Larry, thank you for the follow, brother. Oh, Jake's an Ohio. Okay, you're an Ohio State fan. Hey, go blue. Took Pitt over Miami over. You got balls, Aiden. I appreciate it. B Rabbit, thank you for the follow, brother. Justice Haynes available for Michigan, 100 plus combined yards. Yeah. UCLA, I could see that. But UCLA, it's a lot of points. Just a lot of points. And UCLA's been up, but man, USC's been real. I just think more than anything, I think it's a lot of points. Tulane, JMU, Kansas State. What spread do you like? What is the spread again on James Madison? 22.5 against Coastal. I think they definitely win that one. Tulane. I like Tulane a lot this season. 29.5. That is so many fucking points. And what was the last one? I think Lane Kiffin's going to LSU. Yeah, I do think Lane Kiffin's going to LSU. Kansas State, that's probably what it is. I would take Kansas State over Colorado, personally. Indiana Hoosiers fan, live in Indiana, so I'm loyal. Fair enough. Jonathan, thank you for the follow, brother. LSU wouldn't be a downgrade to Ole Miss. It's more of a lateral move, if we're going to be honest. Texas Tech over. I could see that. I like it. Aiden, thank you for the follow, brother. Clemson money line. I'm staying away from that game. If you want to talk about two teams that don't deserve my time of day, it's Clemson and it's South Carolina. And so, yeah, I could see Clemson winning this one, but nah. Who do you think winning the Heisman? I think Jeremiah Smith should win the Heisman, if we're going to be honest. I think it's going to be kind of decided this week or next week. I think it's too up in the air, if we're going to be honest. Ohio State and Bama money line. Like the Bama money line, TikToker ruler. I'm not sure about Ohio State money line, if we're going to be honest. Kentucky, Louisville under. I like that. Ooh, Houston today, B-Rabbit. You're on Houston? Houston over Baylor? Yeah. Yeah, Baylor being 2.5-point favorites is laughable. Ooh. It's hard not to give it to Saiyan. Mendoza's, I think, so this is where it gets always interesting. I think Mendoza's had a better season, but Saiyan has everything else in the resume to back it up. Q, thank you for the follow, brother. Yeah, no, I think exactly. I think Houston's just a little bit more hard-nosed, like we're going to fuck you up type of team. And Baylor's just hasn't been that. Jesse, the problem child, I agree. Go Ducks. Quack, quack. Quack, quack all day. What I think of the Texas game last night? I think Texas is fine. And they've been fine all season. You know what I mean? I know everyone was so, like we want to see Arch Manning. We want to see him just destroy, every team in the SEC and every team that he goes up against. But, reality is the reality. Bro, this is the first time Bro's starting, really starting, and this is his team. And so, yeah, there's going to be some hiccups, just like in the NFL when you get a rookie that's coming in. It doesn't matter where they're drafted. They're more than likely going to have a couple hiccups along the way. And not only that, but Texas as a whole, the team of Texas is kind of just a step down from what it was last year. And so you got to keep that in mind. And they've been playing all of these teams hard. Again, they opened up the season with Ohio State and played them close. They've played everyone fairly close. It's just the ball hasn't bounced their way or they haven't had the talent, and that's fine. I think Texas, more than anything, just proved, guys, just give it a minute. Give it a minute. Again, I hope Arch does not go to the NFL next year. I want another year of Arch Manning in the NFL, just like I think how Bronny should have stayed in the NFL, in college basketball another year and really develop the game and really be prepared to go in. But that didn't happen. JMU. I like JMU today. Who cares, Bo? Who cares? A lot of confidence on Kentucky, Louisville under. Let me pull that back up. Well, for starters, rivalry game. But no, 47.5. I mean, you take a look over the last couple of games. I mean, Kentucky has the ability to score that many points. But Louisville's defense has been solid this year, and Louisville as a whole has been really good. And so, if Louisville can, hold Kentucky on a defense and not let that offense, run wild on them, brother, then Louisville can slow the game down, use that run game, and get it going. So I'm liking that. Do you like Weigman Rush? Yeah, I like him a lot, but BYU Big 12 champs. I could see that. Big 12's been fun this year. Who's getting snubbed? JMU or Texas is getting snubbed over JMU. And that's just off of resume, in my opinion. But who fucking knows what the committee's going to do? Colorado might beat Kansas State. Definitely take the over. I like the over in that game. I don't know if Colorado wins that one, though. SS, thank you for the follow, brother. Holy crap, Dak Prescott. Thank you for the follow. No, I know. Thank you, Dak. Ohio State over Michigan. Drago. I don't know, brother. I don't know. I'm on Michigan plus the points if we're going to be completely honest. And I think Ohio State is the best team in the country. One of the best teams in the country. But it's the game in Ann Arbor, the big house. All the Michigan men and women are going to be there. I'm liking Michigan. I will say, Jam Star. Yeah. Yes, that is what I'm saying. That is what I'm telling you, brother. I do think. Here's my thing with Bryce Underwood. Again, as true of a true freshman as you can get, and it's going to take some time to figure it out. This game means that they just need to let him loose. Just let him do what he does. Don't put any, restrictions or, put a leash on the kid. Just let him do what he does. What you're paying all that NIL for, let him be that incredible athlete. Hook 'em. I agree. Let's get some more chaos going. Plus 9.5 is making Michigan hungry. Yeah. Oh, you don't think that was wasn't plastered all over locker rooms? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, it's getting to that time of the day where I got to get some stuff done before games get going. So, hey, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube, X, TikTok. Y'all are the best. Lily, thank you for the follow. If you like what I'm cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help out a lot more than you know. I'll be live again tomorrow morning going over my NFL picks along with a little fantasy football Q&A. And we'll have us another day. But hope you all have an incredible Saturday. Enjoy all of the football. Hey, good luck. God bless. I've been the Brofict One, AJ, and I'll see you guys next time on Degenerate Takes.